Okay, let me do a wrap up of the last um, chunk of White Hot, which I read 12 to 16, listened to 12 to 16 of. So this is sort of a wrap up of that hunk of the book and in sort of general terms, and then just sort of review of the novel because I know I'm about to go off on vacation. So I might as well just kind of record this for myself. This is my book review and the last chapters, the last hunk of the book. So, yes. Um, wow, what the fuck, where were we? Yes, we had the whole thing of, oh crap, this grandmother, Valentina, whatever. Oh, I can't even remember her name is. The evil grandmother, the evil paternal grandmother is coming, and it's like holy shit. And so she does indeed go to Augustus, the shapeshifter, the illusion mage, prime illusion mage, and is able to pluck out like his bank information and all that stuff without him realizing, and convinces him, yes, I am a super major prime, and that my grandmother is way more powerful than I and will crack you like a nut. But what we can do is we can put the illusion of a hex on you, and which that'll basically tell her that, yeah, well, you can kill this guy, but you're not going to get any information out of him if you try and crack him open like a nut, because that's what the hex does. It basically booby traps the head and pff, dead. And indeed, in a couple of scenes later, they show this woman walk in, take one look at him, and then walk out again. And you get a real sense of menace. Oh boy, menace, menace, menace. Um, Within this section, we do finally get the very, very racy, pretty graphic sex scene. Um, with penis and others and crashing and lots of orgasm. It's like sexy, sexy, sexy. Though I would actually say that the true sexiness of this book, probably what is supposed to make Rogan in his alpha growl growl kind of thing is that he is also very protective, and that he would die for her, and that you know, um, and they do have a scene where they get pulled down by one of the bad guys, which I have to say, I find the bad guys in this book rather nebulous. The grandmother might actually shape up to be a good villain, but we get lots of great action scenes. I don't know if we actually get great villains um, in the book. We get little hints of them, but they have a tendency to just sort of jump out and then be vanquished. Indeed, the woman who was the fear woman at the party, that scene of her is like kind of one of the more major scenes of her of that. Um, so yeah, that's okay. They get pulled down to an underground bunker where they're going to basically freeze them to death. The ice mage is going to freeze them to death, hypothermia, because it's going to be a part of their whole destabilization thing, is to produce their bodies to cause great civil unrest, because Mad Dog Rogan saved the city of Houston where all this is set, and it's going to cause great unrest. I don't know about that, but that's the theory. Um, and it's and but he kind of expends all his energy to let her get free to be able to zap the guy. So it's good that she gets to do that Nevada gets to do the action thing here, but it's like, and then she carries him up the stairs, and that's and in the and his massive bulk, and it's like kind of beyond belief in some ways, and just a physical thing of how gigantic he is. Oh, and by the way, in the sex scene that then comes after this, luckily still on painkillers, um, he's apparently huge in that way, in the way that I, sex scenes would be interested in way. Um, so yeah, this, and so we do, and we have an interesting scene where we get to see Catalina's power slightly undercut for me, that I started on the series in book 4, where Catalina is the main character, so her whole kind of love power, I was aware of before, and yes, wow, it's quite powerful. It gives me flashbacks of Buffy and the backfiring love potion idea, so yeah, it's okay. Um, um, and the big revelation at the end is like, oh, Grandma does know and did try and buy their mortgage. Um, so it's like she knows that you're out there, and she'll be coming for you. Now they're gonna try and go for a house status so that they can be immune for 3 years, that no one can touch them. But I have this feeling that she's the kind of person who can, you know, do more than that. And there's also the thing of, we continue to have the kind of the mystery of who's behind all this unrest. I think it's probably Grandma. Hopefully it's Grandma, because that would be thing. But we seem to be still tailing it out. So we've dusted off minions, but basically, very high powered minions in now these 2 books. But they haven't felt like very well developed villains. Actually, I'd say the villain of the last one, Adam, felt a little bit more developed. They actually got more interaction with him, so that was cool. This one, not so much. The fear mind control lady, basically because of the nature of her power, is like she does stuff remotely, and yeah, it's not as engaging that way. Definitely lots of hot mad dog, Rogan Connor action. I can see the kind of the fantasy here of the big dominating male who will do anything for you, and that she stands up to and becomes equal with, so she's like equally as badass. And yeah, it ticked along very quickly for me. I've seen reviews of people saying like, oh, I love this, I can't, gotta do more and more, or people who are like, this book was a slog to get through. It was not a slog to get through. I mean, I got through it very quickly. It kind of slipped through like butter, which one of the reasons why I'm probably doing my review here is that I don't probably have a ton to say. It's like kind of a very cheap chocolate. I'm happy. I'm not going to rush to the next one, um, but I probably will, because I think I have a sense that it will probably wrap up this storyline of it, and we'll have to see. I think Grandma will become evil paternal Grandma will become a much more serious part of the thing. I heard someone talk about how, it's basically all the females outside of the family are evil hyenas. Um, I mean, you can say that about a lot of the males outside of the thing as well. Um, they had the whole thing with Cornelius, his wife getting killed, Cornelius Harrison, his wife getting killed, and turns out he's a Hamlin, not a Harrison, and he enacts his revenge on the woman at the end with a swarm of rats, which is kind of cool. Um, but they use their kid as like a little kind of cute moppet, which I found a little cloying there by the end. We got the bad guy taunting a little girl about her mother's death, and you know and all that stuff. It's just like, it was like, this is over egging the thing of like, what the villains would do. I don't know. It felt like, yeah, okay. I kind of I felt more like the author was being an evil fucker using a kid versus the other thing. At the moment, staring at trees, wondering what's doing that to the tree, whether it's a giant raccoon or somebody climbing the tree. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, that is my review of Wht Ht, which I've been looking at the cover, kind of just chortling at it, and apparently, yes, most of the people who are, I guess, serious fans of paranormal romances also find the cover. Well, they find the cover fairly hideous. Of there's hot chick pressing up against a bare-chested dude in jeans with rippling six-pack, and it's super fantasy romancy cover, but you know, it is what it is. It's maybe accurate. Psst. Yep, there goes the raccoon. The two raccoons. Yes, they seem to be often my only audience for my chats here in the night. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I've been yakking about this for too long without much to say, so I will leave it there. I will leave it there.